G'day everyone. I'm really excited today because today we're going to use science to make ice cream. So let's check out what you're going to need. For the ice cream itself, you're going to need 1 cup of full fat milk, 1/4 cup of sugar, and some flavouring. Now you can use whatever flavouring you like. I've got strawberry here because that's what we have in the house. You could chop up little bits of chocolate, use some hot chocolate powder, put that through to make chocolate. It's entirely up to you. The tools we're going to need a big container full of ice. Now I've been saving up ice for a few days to get enough ice. I need 1/4 cup of salt and I need a couple of Ziploc bags. Now you want bags that you can close really tightly or our ice cream's going to go everywhere. And finally, we're going to need to use our muscles and we're going to need a bit of stamina because this one's going to take a little bit of work. The first step to making our ice cream is to put our ingredients into the Ziploc bag. I'm going to start by putting in my sugar, because it's less likely to spill than my milk. I'm going to put in a couple of drops of my flavouring. Again, this is where you could put in your cut up chocolate or your hot chocolate powder, mint flavouring, whatever it is. And then finally, I'm going to very carefully add my milk. Now you want to seal this bag up really carefully. You want to make sure that it's completely sealed. There's not too much air in there, a little bit doesn't matter. But if it's not sealed, you're going to just have milk everywhere. So make sure that you've got that sealed up. To double my security, I'm going to put it into a second Ziploc bag. And this is going to become our ice cream. I'm just going to shake it around a little bit to get the flavouring and the sugar mixed through, and then we're ready for the next step. Next, we need to prepare our ice. That's as simple as getting your salt and sprinkling it over the top of the ice. Then we want to place the bag on top of the ice so it's nicely settled in. If you've got some spare ice, you can tip that on top as well. We're then going to close up the lid and we're ready for the hard work. And this is where our muscles and stamina are going to come in, because we're going to need to shake this vigorously to get it to turn to ice cream. Now, everything I've read says somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes, so I'm going to set a timer and start shaking. Okay, that's been 5 minutes. I've discovered a couple of things. Firstly, my container doesn't seal, so I've spilt water everywhere, so make sure you've got a container that the lid stays on. Secondly, my hands are frozen, whether I've made ice cream or not. So you might want to grab some gloves or a towel while you're going to be holding on to this. But let's check and see what we got. Okay, so my mixture is still very liquid, doesn't feel like ice cream yet. It is starting to get cold and probably a little bit thicker than when I started. Unfortunately, this probably means I got another 5 minutes of shaking. So I'm just going to grab a towel so my hands don't fall off. That's been another 5 minutes and I'm getting quite worn out. This is a great workout if nothing else. Let's check out and see what's happening with our ice cream. That's starting to look good. It's probably about the consistency of soft serve ice cream at the moment. I reckon I could pull that out and eat it now. Probably going to go for another 2 minutes just to see if I can get it to thicken up a tiny bit more. You might have noticed through the process a couple of times I've just been opening the lid and putting the bag back into the middle so it's surrounded by as much ice as I can. All right, 2 more minutes. Okay, that's 12 minutes total. Let's see what we've got. Wow, that extra 2 minutes has worked really well. The ice cream's firmed up quite well. So let's crack this open. And with a spoon, let's do a taste test. That's actually really nice. It's quite the consistency of a soft serve ice cream. You could keep shaking this for a bit longer. I've just had enough shaking for today, but I've created a beautiful bit of ice cream. So I'm going to go and give this to my daughter, then we'll come back, clean up this mess and talk about the science. That experiment definitely has the approval of my 3-year-old daughter. So let's talk about the science that's happening here. The key to this experiment is the salt that we added to the ice towards the start of the process. The salt causes the ice to melt more rapidly, releasing more and more of its cool temperature. What it actually does is allows the water that's melting off the ice to get below 0 degrees Celsius and be a supercooled liquid. This is then moving around the outside of the bag that has the milk in it, drawing out all its heat and bringing it below 0 degrees as well, turning it into ice cream. If you want to experiment a bit more with this one, and who doesn't, ice cream's awesome, try it with low-fat milk, or try it with something with a higher fat content like cream. See what different results you get. Or just keep making ice cream of different flavours, add chocolate, peppermint, whatever you like. This is a great one to try, especially on a warm day. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.